Thank yous over with right now. There's a lot of people to thank, and if I thanked everyone, then we'd be here all night. So just know, if you're here, and even if you're not here, that you're thanked. So I'm just going to keep it to thanking those who were directly involved in this particular book and this particular event. So thank you so much to Andrew McKinley and Adobe Bookshop and Arts Collective, especially Chris Rolls and Jeff Ray and John Fellman. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and God bless Adobe. Thank you to Heather and Plain Rap Press, and to my siblings at Plain Rap who are here tonight, Janey Smith and Lucy Tiven, members of the family. Thank you to the San Francisco Arts Commission, who gave me the experience of being a funded artist, during which I wrote this book. Thank you to the Radar Lab, Michelle T. and Allie Liebegot and Beth Pickens in particular, and all of my fellow lab rats at the Radar Lab in Acumal, Mexico, where I wrote the text that became the book that we're here to celebrate tonight. Thank you to Rainbow Grocery for 15 years of camaraderie and sustenance. I know that's a bunch of my Rainbow peeps out there, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Lucy Corin for asking me. She was in a writing group that I was in, like a workshop where we talk about each other's work, and she looked at this work and she asked me, "Why is the heart always so sad?" And that didn't change the book, but it changed my life. So thank you, Lucy, for that. And also thank you to my friends who have volunteered to help clean up after the show. And to everyone else who's here, just try not to make a big mess for us to clean up, because we all have to get up early tomorrow. And thank you especially to tonight's readers. One of the best parts of having a book release party is getting to invite your favorite readers to come perform with you. And so I'm not going to name you by names, because you're about to be introduced by the person I'm about to introduce, who needs no introduction because he didn't give me one to read. So, Janey Smith, where are you? Please welcome my sibling at Plain Rap Press, Janey Smith.
Thank you. There's a great scene in a Marx Brothers movie where this woman is trying to seduce Groucho to like mess up his relationship with a patient. He's pretending to be a doctor, and he pulls a chair out for her to sit down so they can have dinner, and she says thank you, and he says no thank you, and they go back and forth with the thank yous for about like 5 minutes. It's super funny. Plain Rap's been around for about 3 years.
What if you go like this?
Plain Rap.
Or like this?
Well, step behind.
Step back.
Step back.
Yeah.
Try it.
Plain Rap's been around for about 3 years. It's easier on the ears, isn't it? And it's a great secret and a great privilege to be a part of that group. We have like 4 people who are going to be reading tonight, and they all kind of have different styles, which is really great. I love when like different styles come together to do things. And then we'll have our star, Sarah, read your awesome book, which I think I heard parts of it like in a reading series that I have like a year ago, and it was super banging. I don't know how you remember anything. You know, you sit there and like you read stuff for like 10 minutes without looking at anything. And that's pretty awesome. Our first writer is a poet. She has been living in San Francisco. Is that right? Or the Bay? Yeah, in San Francisco for as long as I have. which is pretty awesome. You don't meet too many people who lived in the city before the first dot-com boom, and that was like the late 90s. The rent for my first bedroom was $225. Thank you. Her name is, and she's super awesome, Kay Ann Richardson. She's a poet who grew up on a farm in the middle of Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska, you.
That's right, get ready, because it's like there's a bunch of states I'm going to read off. Spent a decade in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Woo!
Minnesota loses to Nebraska in that round, and now has lived in San Francisco for 22 years.
Woo!
I know, right? Give it up for Kay Ann Richardson.